yo, this is Chris Redfield, man. I'm going to take this crank and put it in that hole over there and turn it. And then, the room's going to go around. And I'll show you here. Let's do it. Chris sounds an awful lot like Sly Stallone.
Yo.
That was how I decided to start this episode.
Yeah, he was dying to do it. What's up, guys? Part 3 of our Resident Evil Remake HD playthrough here. I think this is our last one, right?
This is definitely going to be the last one, yeah.
Can we get it done in an hour?
I think so, baby. That would suck if I died.
Don't do it.
I'll try.
Don't do it. What part are we at? You beat the last time when we left off. You went through the lab with the sharks.
We just got to the went behind the little waterfall, hiding this part, and then we talked to that dude Enrico. Is it Enrique or Enrico? And then he's like, double crosser.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
This part's tedious.
I like this part. Okay.
It's only tedious when you're Chris because you have only so much space.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You're cheating because you have an unlimited weapon ammo, so
yeah,
you don't keep a whole lot on you. But when you're playing the real game, it's fucking annoying to have enough space to make room for those flamethrowers and shit, and then also leave enough space for the items you pick up. I mean, that's just as tedious, man. I don't know. Chris could use Jill spaces. Give him 2 more.
The guy always got less spaces, baby. Why they do that?
Why do they do that? Like, I'd understand. It's not a difficulty thing, right? Because
they're anti-feminism. They want to make the guy harder, assholes.
But what does Chris get more weapons or something? Like what, or does he get? What's his advantage? Because there has to be.
He's a little tougher, I think.
He can withstand more hits and shit.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's usually how it goes.
So they are sexist. He's a man.
Fucking assholes.
Isn't it funny the old expression of "be a man"? In when we're talking about people that are bitching or, are not taking, they can't take any pain, or they're being a vagina. It's all like, "Be a man." Isn't that a little sexist?
Yeah. You ever been told to be a man by a woman?
Yeah, that's where it comes from usually.
If I ever been told, I would be pissed.
I've never been told that. I mean, I've heard it. Nobody talks to me like that. I'm too alpha, bro.
I'm beta as fuck. And if someone said that to me, I'd beat the shit out of them. Woman or no one, I'd beat the shit out of a woman. Just kidding. So yeah, you just get that flamethrower and you gotta put it back. Why they gonna trick you like that? I guess that's the point. You just gotta use it on that boss fight.
I guess, man. I don't think I even... Oh, you just gotta use it to... I don't even think I used it at all. Can you light that web with anything else besides a flamethrower?
There's a knife that you can pick up and cut it.
That's what I did it with. I didn't use the flamethrower on that shit.
Yeah, I just used it because that's the only place you can use it.
Like, who built this? What motherfuckers actually constructed this? This like weird little...
Yeah, this is what Wesker's so like late. He doesn't want to do this. He wanted to keep us alive to do all this.
But who built this? Like, why was this part of any kind of... I mean, I get it. It's like top secret entrance to a room or whatever, but you think you could, I don't know, do easier things to hide a door. What about the old bookshelf trick, man, with a book?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you got to fashion a big cylinder stone that turns around with a fucking crank? I mean, it's not like you're hiding anything. There's obviously a crank right there. I mean, a crank hole, rather.
And imagine like somebody who lives in the mansion and just wanted to get like the helmet key for the third key you get for the mansion. They gotta go through all these steps to get just that one key.
Who fucked all this up for Chris? Like every step of the way is what I'm asking. Like all this shit. Like somebody was like, right ahead of him the whole time, fucking up all these puzzles. I mean, seriously.
I always just assumed you had to get them. Like somebody just was really bad at designing this house. Like, oh yeah, I want to go to this room. I got to do all this other stuff first. I can't just go to one because you need one key to unlock a door that leads to getting another key. So yeah, I think the architect was just a fucking idiot.
Hey, in that entire mansion, the actual, mansion portion of the place, there's not a single bedroom in this mansion.
There's
studies.
one.
There's studies.
Remember
I
the room that's just across the hall from where you get the sun crest?
There's the zombie comes out of the closet. That one.
Oh yeah, that's another one. I'm thinking of a different one.
But these aren't. But still, this is a giant ass mansion, and there's no like legit bedrooms. Like even those things are like little bitty small closet sized rooms with a little fucking single bed. I mean, I get it. This whole mansion was nothing but a place for the scientists to live, or what? Was the Ashcroft or whoever the fuck they were they actually living here? I'm confused.
Who knows?
I'm confused. So was the mansion...
Whoever built the mansion was confused too.
Was the mansion built as a front for obviously all this laboratory shit?
It seems that way, yeah.
And that's understandable, but who was living in the mansion, like, going along with the front?
Yeah, it just seems like a test, like all the workers would just hang out at the mansion on their break or something. But then, like...
Well, they got diaries all over the fucking mansion.
Yeah.
Like, they were... I mean, and there's studies with books and chairs and,
then
shit.
plus, Lisa's family. It seems like they were the original people that lived there. Maybe that's why they added them. Like, we never thought to add people that just lived in the mansion.
Are they the Ashcrofts or no? Is it called the Ashcroft Mansion? Is that correct?
Is it?
I think.
Yeah, it's been a while since I read all the memos in this game.
I'm gonna double check.
You do that, you little buttfuck. He's gotta keep us in the know. We're swimming blind here. We don't know this shit. Oh, fuck. I forgot there was a motherfucker in there. I just started running towards him.
Oh, yeah, this area is just full of them around the corner.
That's what sucks about having to turn your TV down so that it doesn't get picked up in your mic. I don't know.
My bad. It's the Spencer Mansion. Ashcroft's
right.
That's another fucking person in the game. But let me see. I'm gonna actually look up wiki shit on it. Establishment.
You end up in another Spencer Mansion in Zero.
Yeah, I'll play it eventually, but after playing this one first, and pretty much everybody unanimously saying this one's way better than Zero, it's like I didn't really feel like going to a lesser game. I guess if
Zero.
I know you ranked it super high, but I'll play it eventually. Right now, I'm hooked on MGS5.
Yeah, tell us what you've been thinking about that.
I've been obsessed with it. I mean, I haven't been.
I told you, baby. I told you.
This is why I don't like to play video games too much, because whenever I do actually settle and play one, like I did with Resident Evil, this one, it starts a phase, right? And then I'm now I'm in the midst of a video game phase, and I hate that. I mean, I love it because I enjoy it. Because it's something, something cool to unwind with, and it's nice to look forward to something like that. But I don't know. I don't get anything. I mean, I do my shit. It's not like I neglect stuff. Like, I'm still working as much as I always did. I do all the stuff I have to do. But the free time that I can make, I'm choosing to do video games instead of doing other stuff. Okay, case in point. I still do all my stuff. But what I'll do is every night after I've got every responsibility out of the way, I'll lay in bed, usually around 10 o'clock or so. I'll hit the sack, and I'll chill in bed for like 2 hours and try and be in bed by midnight. And I'll just kind of watch a movie or something. Well, ever since this whole Metal Gear Solid thing started, I get done normally at 10, like I said, except I play the game, and I've been playing the game till like 2 in the morning. 3 in the morning. So all week long, I've been getting
an addicting game.
I'm saying this is where it's hurting me. Is all week long I'm going off 4 or 5 hours of sleep a night. The next day at work. Whereas
I don't even do that.
Well, it's not like I'm playing all day. That's the only time I have to play is like when I could be sleeping, right? Because I have other shit I got to do, which is a plus that I'm still doing my normal stuff. But yeah, it's like it's cutting into my sleep. So yeah, I don't know. And I'm looking at MGS5 and my progress of it, and it says I'm like 8%, but that hasn't grown. Which, by the way, it says like when you're in the helicopter, you know, progress 8%. I swear it's been 8% for like 5 missions. So I don't know when that's gonna grow, but I've got like I'm in the first mission of Africa right now. So I think I cleared all the main missions of Afghanistan.
Okay, yeah, you go back a little later.
Well, there's one mission I didn't complete, and I didn't even like ever select it. I think I passed through it on the way to another mission, and it somehow like initiated it. But it's the one where I have to kill Silent, the sniper, and it's in. I think it's mission number 12.
Quiet. He called her Silent.
Is her name Silent? No, her name's Quiet.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't fucking know, man. Dumbass names.
Yeah, you want to kill her, baby, because then she becomes part of your team.
Don't tell me that, bro.
Oh, you didn't know that?
No. How the fuck would I've never played the game before, and I told you I haven't done the mission. And how would I know that? Like, how would I know that?
It was always just advertised as like, yeah, she becomes...
I successfully, for 4 years, stayed away from all spoilers, all plot stuff of that game. I'm going into this as it's a brand new game that came out today, and I somehow succeeded in that. And you just fucking gave me the very first spoiler in 4 years.
Fuck me.
Stop it with that, please. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking about the game because Zach likes to ruin shit. The more I talk about it, I'm just not going to talk about it. But I'm enjoying it. And I guess I gotta get fucking quiet on my team now. Guess that's what happens. But anyway, I passed through that whole section where she's in the tower, that little broken down stone tower, going to another mission. I can't remember what it was, and I just kind of escaped her. And I think that's what Ocelot was telling me to do, like just get out of there, you know. Because I tried to fight her a little bit, and it was impossible. I kept thinking I was really slick and I was getting in a cool place, and it never failed, man. Like, as soon as I draw my weapon, she hits me first. Like, she always knows where I'm at, even when I was totally not spotted, right? I thought it was like an AI thing, and I was like, okay, I guess I can't beat her now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, is she super hard to beat? Because I got to go back there.
I mean, it's kind of like the Sniper Wolf battle.
The Sniper Wolf was fucking easy because I could actually fucking get my target on that bitch and shoot her. Like, at least maybe it'll be like that when I select the mission again. But when I passed through her that one time, I couldn't do anything. I couldn't get her at all. I couldn't get her. Mm-hmm. It was frustrating. So I'll go back and try and do that. But right now I'm in the first mission in Africa. Which it's cool to have a different setting because I was getting a little tired of Afghanistan. You know, because I literally, it's like after spending hours and hours looking at the desert, you know, it all kind of starts to look the same. I mean,
you live in the desert.
I know, and no, I was about to say that. That's what I fucking see every day, by the way, when I'm driving around town or I'm on my jogs. You know, I mean, I live in a city, but you know, our backdrop is cacti and desert mountains and shit. So it's like I'm looking at this. I'm like, this is what I fucking look at every day. Like, so it's kind of cool to be in Africa and there's some vegetation. But small nitpick, I'm having a blast with it. And I don't think, like I said, please do not fucking spoil anything for me. I'm just gonna say this, but don't say anything. I'm so far in the game, I'm actually not disappointed with. Because I've heard from you, I've heard from my brother, who's a big fan of the series, that the story is kind of thin in this one. I think it's kind of welcome. Mm-hmm. I don't mind it because there's still a story there. It's woven kind of weird, you know. But whereas we're coming off of Metal Gear Solid 4, where it was just fucking all cinematic in all movies, man.
The whole series is very story heavy. Yeah.
Well, and that's great, and I like that. But you play 4, man, and they literally said it was a minute of motion video for every minute of gameplay, and it really is. It's like when you remember when you beat Metal Gear Solid 4, Metal Gear Solid 4, when I beat that, I remember I was staying up one night, and it was a work night, and I had to wake up at, I worked at a hospital back in the day when that game was out, and I worked the 5 a.m. shift. And I stayed up a little too late, and I'm like, all right, because I was towards the end of the game, like, all right, I'll just play a little more, I'll beat it. And then I beat it right at, like, my bedtime or something. Or, like, at midnight or something. I'm like, all right, cool, I'll just watch the ending. Fucking the ending took an hour and a half.
The ending scene is an hour.
Hour and a half, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm just watching this, and I'm loving it, but I'm like, dude, I gotta go to bed. I didn't get to bed at, like, 3 in the morning. I had to work at 5 a.m. And I just... an hour and a half. I mean, at the time, though, like, I enjoyed that game immensely because it brought closure and it kind of wrapped up all the story that we had known at that point from 2. It tied up all the loose ends from 2 and 3 and just kind of, especially 2. But anyway, I liked it, but I think the whole story aspect of 4 has kept me from going back and replaying it.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I mean, because, gameplay is what makes a game replayable, I think, right? And that's what this game has. Metal Gear Solid 4, man, I fucking loved it. I mean, I was obsessed with it, and I was so enamored with it when I played it, and I got it done with. But I've never went back and played it because now I know I'll be sitting through, like, probably 20 hours of fucking motion video. I don't know. Do you know? Have you played it? Have you went back and played Part 4?
Not in a while now, but like I played it. I played through it a couple times whenever it came out. Yeah, I played through it enough times to get all the fucking things you unlock, the stealth camouflage and everything. I
mean, I would contemplate playing it again if they gave us an HD version of it or something, like on the PS4 or PS5. If they cleaned it up, because that's all. They'd just do it like they did Resident Evil HD, like we're playing here. I would play. Give me some sort of incentive to go back to it, and I probably will. But what's it called? But I think MGS5 is kind of refreshing. Like it's flipped. It's like the story, especially at the beginning of the game with Ground Zeroes and the whole hospital shit at the beginning of the game, you know, where you're waking up from the coma. That's very, very cinematic, very intense, which I love that, by the way. I love that whole segment. That was really cool. It is. It was really cool. It was really cool because, like, you know, you actually feel tense, man. Like, it actually scared me more than any Resident Evil game did because, you know, like when you're pretending to be dead bodies, it's like, okay, lay in the rest of the dead bodies, and both soldiers are coming from both sides of the hallway, shooting all the bodies, getting closer to you. I mean, they did a really good job with suspense. But then it's like once you get that done, then the game kind of flips a switch, and then it becomes all combat, all gameplay, right?
Yeah.
So I right now I'm kind of liking the balance. I mean, I don't know.
It's fun, isn't it?
It's fun, man. I have very little patience for actually doing the infiltrating and sneaking. I like to fucking kill everybody.
It's never been so fluid to go from sneaking to running. They perfected it with that game, which is why it's a shame that the series basically ended.
Yeah, well, like I said, I don't know. I'm afraid to say anything because because then you'll be like, "Oh, wait till the end," you know. Or
I'm not going to say anything else. Yeah,
but because I don't think obviously Kojima's done with it, and I wouldn't want Konami to do anything with Metal Gear Solid because they do that. What, the Metal Gear Solid zombie game,
survival
or whatever. Fuck, man, they're gonna sit there and exploit the fucking name, the franchise, and make some cheap bucks. But I wouldn't want them to. But I just, in my mind, when they announced Part 5, and I kind of knew where it was going to belong in the order, the chronological order of things, in the canon, I'm like, well, this makes perfect sense. I want them to segue the ending of Part 5. This is when Kojima was still there. I was thinking, like, they better. Because remember when it was all controversial because Kiefer Sutherland took place David Hayter, and nobody really knew if David Hayter was trolling or if David Hayter was going to, like, okay, well, you know, like, or, I don't know, or they were saving him.
Yeah.
Right? And so I always thought, okay, well, this could be really perfect for the end of this game to set up the natural next step in the chronological, which would be the original Metal Gear and then remake that, right?
Yeah.
From the original. Like, and I always wanted him to. I'm like, man, they could totally remake the first 2 Metal Gear games, put both of those in one game. Just make it one big fucking massive game, and it can come full circle. And it wouldn't feel like a remake because that was an old 8-bit game. Those the original Metal Gear, the first
MSX,
two,
yeah,
MSX or whatever. They're the only games that are like that in the series, but there's a story there, but they didn't have the technology to really tell the story.
Did you ever play through those games, by the way?
Never played through them all the way, no.
They're good.
No, yeah. But I'm saying, like, you know what I mean? Like, I think those are games that I would love to see him just extract and really flesh out the story and give us that. And then I was thinking, like, okay, great. Maybe David Hayter's trolling us because it's going to lead into the end. And the thing is if they did do a remake of the original Metal Gear, then it would make total sense that you wouldn't have David Hayter playing Big Boss and Snake at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And they really had to, because I mean, I know that's why Kiefer Sutherland playing Big Boss, it doesn't bother me in this game, and like I thought it would, because I get it. It makes sense. They need to separate the characters. They're different people. They're different characters.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason David Hayter played Big Boss in 3 is because of I think it was pressuring demands of Konami, because even then Kojima wanted a different voice actor to play Big Boss because they were different characters. Yeah. But I think Konami was like, no, you can't do that. You can't alienate, the character and the franchise that people know this game by this character,
Mm-hmm.
So I'm actually kind of cool with it, but that's what I wanted to see happen. I wanted to come full circle and to get a full-fledged retelling of the original game and have like a fucking young, fresh-faced David Hayter going up against Big Boss. It would have been cool.
It would have been orgasmic.
And technically, I mean, the story is already. I guess they couldn't. They're not. They can't. I don't think they can use any of his intellectual property, even if they wanted to, like, give it to another developer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they can.
See, this asshole fucking Wesker ruined everything. You're supposed to just keep pushing those down until this opens up, and then it shows her go, "Mommy."
I got to see that, yeah.
And then she jumps down, but yeah, if you that's why I only shot her like once or twice. If you shoot her too much, she'll fall off the edges, and fucking Wesker made her fall off like a dick he is.
I didn't have any problem doing that. I was able to make her go, "Mommy," and jump off.
Mm-hmm.
Why'd she fucking kill herself?
Because Wesker, I don't know. Well, she's supposed to kill herself when she realizes her mom is dead. I guess she's too stupid to get the hint.
Oh, hey, fucking Mac is commenting.
Is he?
Yeah, and I didn't realize it until he messaged us on Facebook. Is he, can he can't hear us, can he?
No.
What's he saying? Hold on. I'm going to read it while you play. Blast that hunter, bitch. Kissy face. Oh shit, it's that slut Lisa. Lisa, get out of the street, you fucking bum.
I'm surprised we didn't get him on one of these.
Didn't even think to ask, I guess, on this one. He was too good to do Turtles 3, man.
Yeah, you didn't want to watch that movie. We didn't want to watch it either. We ended up not watching it anyway.
I didn't feel like doing that movie, at that point, because it's like I don't know, man. Like, to be honest with you, we've done some pretty bad movies, right? Yeah, okay, trolling aside, and you can let the troll go a little bit and be honest with me, because we're not on the real podcast right now. But come on, man, Biodome is not a good movie. You can't tell me that Turtles 3 is any worse than fucking the movies that I've been forced to sit through on with you guys. Like, that's where he draws the line. Okay, look. Nostalgia aside, maybe for you guys, Munchie is a shitty movie. These are not good movies.
Yeah.
I mean, but like, he was too good for Turtles 3. Like, that's where he's like, no, my time's too valuable.
Exactly.
Right. Makes no sense to me.
He's an elitist.
But I wish he wouldn't have told me he would have, because I asked him prior that day. And then it's like when it comes time to do it, he's like, I don't want to do that shitty movie. My time's too valuable. Like, I'm not going to fucking do that. Like, why'd you fucking tell me, asshole?
I'm sure we'll get him to do it sometime.
I'm fucking dead set on doing it, man. I think we should do it this weekend.
Let's do it.
It's not like it ain't a movie we can't talk about. That was the goal, is to finish out the trilogy and to do the movie. And it's not like it has to be a good movie, but it's just a movie. I wanted to do a fun, laid-back movie that we at least know we could talk about. There's tons of trivia for it. It's stupid. It's not like it's rip your eyeballs out bad. It's just bad in a fun way, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, help, I'm falling. I can't get up. It's like that shit over and over again.
Hope I didn't swallow an ancestor.
You expect to know your family. Wait, that was Donatello said that. Donatello's the one that does all the fucking zingers in that. By the way, when did Donatello become the comedian of the group? You know, you think Mikey would be the silly one?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe that was one of Corey Feldman's returning conditions. I gotta be the funny guy.
I gotta say all these pop culture references that are at this point 3 years dead.
Yeah, come on, give this to me. I got touched as a kid. They held that over their head.
I was stuck on this part for a little bit because of something stupid.
Yeah.
I think I might have told you outside of this, but like I couldn't. I thought I had all 4 of them in my fucking my database or whatever the fuck. I had all of them in my possession.
Box.
No, I had them all on me.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason, I only put 3 on the board, and I just sort of out of my mind put the 4. I said, "Hey, this 4th one doesn't exist." I don't know why. I wasn't thinking about it, but I was getting really frustrated, and I was like, CEL, and it wasn't working. And then I paused. I'm like, "Holy shit, I got another one, duh!" And it was cell. And I don't know why I just didn't guess like cell with 2 L's because I knew that didn't make sense. Like, why does CEL make sense?
Yeah, you take the red. You got to put them in order, alphabetical order with the names, and then the red parts you take the first letter of.
And I did it right. I just didn't have the last one. I was like, what the fuck? CEL. Like, this is it. And I was like, oh, I got a 4th one with another little L. Which you could have bypassed this, right? We could just went straight and did the password, right?
Yeah, I could have. But I want to show people how we do it.
Okay.
And I walked out without grabbing a memo. So I'm going to do it real quick.
I'm going to reply to Mac in this thread without making too much typing noises. I'm going to say, fuck you, cracker.
From that memo, we get John and Ada. So the name John and Ada.
Which, that wasn't, was that memo in the original game?
It was, but the password was different.
What was the password in the original game?
I'm trying to remember. Like, it's one of those things where whenever I remember the one in this game, I can't remember the old one. And whenever I remember the old one, I can't remember this one.
That makes sense, though. I that seemed to be... Wasn't the password like Ada?
It was John and Ada, but then the password to open up the other doors was different.
Do you think when they created that memo in the original game, they really had the preconceived thought of, okay, we're going to make Ada a thing in the second one going forward?
Probably not.
Do you think they make a lot of the shit and fill in the holes as they go?
Yeah.
That's the way I feel about Metal Gear Solid, too, going back to that.
Ada might be one of the... Probably, I think Ada's the
in most games.
Reoccurring character, yeah.
Yeah, she's been in every mainline game except for the first one.
Mm-hmm.
But no, but I think the Metal Gear Solid's like that too, where you want to think Hideo Kojima's like a George Lucas type of guy, which George Lucas is full of shit too.
Mm-hmm.
Where they say, "Oh, I wrote all this shit before I made the first movie. I had it all planned out. You know, all these sequels and prequels." My ass. Like, he might have had an idea that I want to make this a big thing and I want to carry on the story, but there's no way. I just don't buy it. Hideo, you can tell. Like, when you play 2 and 2's so fucking convoluted, and there's so many holes and it's just so hard to understand. It's just too much. I really think that's just the way it came across at the time, but making 3 and 4, especially 4 filled in all the holes of 2.
Mhm.
Like it all kind of came full circle. By the end of the 4th one, everything makes sense. Everything makes total sense. But I really think he was just sort of plugging those holes as he went.
Mm-hmm.
I still think the original Metal Gear Solid's my favorite for its simplicity because it's got a great story. I love the characters.
Let's not forget Hideo. He foresaw the Patriot Act in Part 2. Illuminati exposed.
Can I find Hideo on my base? Because he's like in my team, right? Would you pick him up at the beginning of the game?
If you play through the extra missions on Ground Zero, you'll play a mission where, yeah, you can save him from, he's like being held captive.
But I didn't do any of that when I beat Ground Zeroes. He was one of my guys that they showed.
Oh, yeah. So if you don't play Ground Zeroes, he'll be one of the guys you pick up from another mission. Yeah. If you got him at Ground Zeroes, though, he'll be in your team like once you start the game.
And can I like go up to him and he'll like talk to me? Can I punch him in the face and he'll say thank you for that, boss?
I guess you can't find him somewhere. I never did though.
Isn't that funny though when you clock somebody in the face? They're like, thanks for that, boss. It's pretty fun. I wonder if that lowers morale though, so I don't like hit people too much.
Mm-hmm.
I'd imagine.
I just went through the wrong room.
I know you're wasting valuable time.
I'm sorry, guys. It's been a while. I forgot to grab another thing.
It's been a while since I first saw you.
And everything I can remember.
What's the next line?
I don't remember either.
And everything I can remember. I did the best. Blah, 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 blah. You know what's so funny about that fucking band, Stained? I love, dude, that fucking weasel Fred Durst couldn't let anybody have another shot at the spotlight. When their breakthrough song came out, which was Outside.
Yeah, that song sucked, by the way.
Yeah, it's just a very whatever fucking song. But that was their breakthrough song because the live version of Outside from the Family Values tour was a single. And that actually came out before their big album, the Break the Cycle or whatever, with that song you just sang.
Mm-hmm.
So Outside sort of prepped everybody for that, and it was the reason why that album could be as big as it was. Anyway, maybe want to put his name on there to help boost their status to get it on radio. But I always thought it was fucking bullshit where they're like, here's Aaron Lewis featuring Fred Durst. I'm like, featuring Fred Durst? In the middle of the song, he goes, this the real motherfucking feel, y'all. Because on the video, he's just sitting on stage with them. Like
they sing through the whole song, but he doesn't do anything. He doesn't have a verse or anything like that. So that's the only thing it seems like he does.
The chorus, I guess, he's singing backup or whatever. I guess, which I never even noticed that. I'm just like, all it is this fucking guy. It's like it's a real motherfucking feel, yo. And I'm like, he gets a credit for that because he said something in the audience during the live performance. I don't know. The whole thing seemed fucking stupid.
Their voices just blend together so perfectly. You didn't notice. Like Alice in Chains blending. They complement each other so well. They're both great singers.
Gross. I don't know. That Aaron Lewis guy, he just became a redneck wannabe.
Did he?
Well, yeah, now he has a country solo career.
Oh, no.
He has for like 5-6 years, country albums.
I said, oh no, as if it's any worse than his old career.
But yeah, he wears like the John Deere fucking trucker hat frontwards. He wears camo.
Hey, who's that? Is that Wesker?
Why is he wearing sunglasses indoors, man?
Why is he wearing a lab coat? Is he one of them? I didn't see that coming. 8462. Continue, I'm sorry.
No, it's trust me, it's not important. We're just talking about that guy's hat career. He plays country songs.
Country. I'm a little bit country.
Which is funny because, you know, that it was making headlines in the last few weeks. I think it was.
Did you watch Kenneth's tape here?
I don't think so. Let me see it.
The one we find way at the beginning of the game.
I might have seen this. I can't remember if I watched it.
That original zombie, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I think I saw this. Fuck that zombie.
That zombie ruined everything.
Kenneth could be here. He could be your ninja helping you every step of the way.
He's a juggalo?
How come Chris is so special? He's the only one that can fight off these bitches, but like none of his other elite fucking crew of Stars members.
The zombies just got the best of them. They just, oh no, he's already alive. Oh, man. Yeah.
Oh, don't die, fucker, please.
Stars just got the best of, or the zombies got.
I just don't understand why is yeah, it's just dumb.
They weren't prepared for that, baby.
Because what if things went differently? Wesker didn't know how it was going to play out. Like, what if they almost all survived and they're all fucking right now together, you know?
Mm-hmm. They're all fucking.
I never understood in this game, whenever you run into Rebecca or you run into somebody, it's like, okay, let's split up. Like, why?
Yeah.
It makes no fucking sense. Like,
just like movies, baby.
I'll stay here and practice for a while. Like, why would I leave you alone? Because it never fails. The person's gone, and it just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, you think if all your friends were dead, because I mean, I
always love doing this at this part of the game.
Why is it just that part?
It's my favorite thing to do.
Is it? Oh, don't get too stupid though. Don't kill yourself, man. Don't let yourself die.
I know. I had to show that though. It's amazing. Die, bitch.
Anyway, I like how Chris is so nonchalant because it's like, you know, by the time he meets Rebecca, he's already seen Forrest and all these fucking people dead and everybody's missing, and yet he's just like, "Can you play?" Or in this game, I think in this game he goes, "Practice makes perfect."
Yeah. In the original, "Can you play?"
Yeah, "Can you play?"
Do you think they should have just reused all the terrible acting from the first one?
I mean, I want to say yes to be cool, but no.
No, they
like I'm glad this game is its own thing, but
mm-hmm.
Does Barry say Jill Sandwich in the?
He does.
He does.
Not nearly as goofy though.
Which I get it. At that point, it's just like a nod. But if it's not silly, then it actually sounds better being stupid and bad acted.
I'd love to see Jill as a Jill Sandwich with Chris and Barry. I'd jack off.
You know what else I thought was odd about this whole Bravo team, man. Besides Barry, they're all too young.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not realistic. Like in the original game, to me, when I was a kid and I played this game, they felt like they were old because I was a little kid. But dude, Rebecca's like what? How old? Is she 16 or 18?
She's something, yeah.
She might be like fucking 16. It's like, what? This makes no sense. She's like the baby of the group. Like, how is she in here? Chris, I think, is like, what, 21?
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think these people would be at these ranks and where they are in this group. It doesn't make any sense. If I was fucking Barry, I'd be like, I almost call him Barry Watson, which is the fucker from Seventh Heaven and the Boogeyman.
I thought you were going to say Barry White.
That would be great if Barry White was the voice of Barry.
Barry Manilow. Did you notice what these things are you're putting the MO discs in?
No, what are they? Xboxes? I don't know.
They look like GameCube, which was what the game was originally on.
Wait, is that supposed to be a serious nod?
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
They don't look like GameCubes to me.
They're just shaped like them, yeah.
Interesting. I would have never got that.
It's because you're a fucking... You're not perceptive like I am. Stuff just goes over your head like, oh, I didn't notice that. You're a little bitch. You need me to come and commentate everything so you understand it.
Anyway, back to my other point. I don't think all these fucking little like snot-nosed kids would be somehow in an elite group with someone like Wesker and be involved in this in the first place. Like, Rebecca Chambers should be at home flicking her bean to fucking Dawson's Creek. You know, I mean, Don't die. How much life you got, man? Don't be the first person to ever die when you got unlimited fucking rocket launcher or whatever.
I already am, apparently, because I died on that room. That retracting room crushed me.
The last time, yeah.
Yeah, you basically want to... I always run around like a couple times to make sure all of them come down. Because when you come back through with that flammable shit, if you start running, you'll explode.
Yeah.
Did you read that on your playthrough, or did you like skip it and then start running with it?
No, I didn't run with it.
I guess Mac was when he played it for the first time, he was just like, okay, he's skipping stuff. He's like, I want to beat this baby. I want to see how it, I want to, because he's been playing it for so long. He's like, I'm ready to beat this and unlock some shit. And so he kept just like starting with this flammable liquid. It starts running and he kept blowing up. He didn't know why. And then finally he read it before.
He couldn't put that together, like without reading it, that he kept blowing up.
I think that's what he said. Yeah.
They did the same thing in the, which I guess technically, because the bomb thing or whatever, it's not in the original Resident Evil, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is it or is it not?
Which thing?
The blowing up mechanism. This thing, is that in the original Resident Evil?
At the end of the game where the facility blows up or whatever.
Okay, what you're talking about right now, Mac holding the shit.
Oh yeah, no, that wasn't in the original.
Okay, so technically, Castlevania 64 did the same thing. So I guess that would have came first. I don't know if you ever played that game.
I never could get into that game.
It's a broken game, which pisses me off.
Mm-hmm.
I don't hate it as much as people shit on it.
Yeah,
people just shit on that game, but I don't. I think there was something there that wasn't fully executed. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Like on paper, and I think it could have been something really cool.
It was the first time they switched to 3D from a 2D game, so sometimes it didn't happen as good as like Mario for some people. They fucked that up.
Mario being the launch, like one of the first 3D games like that, ruined it for everybody that came after because nobody did it as good.
Mm-hmm.
Case in point, Bubsy 3D.
Right, yeah.
Everybody talks about that game. That game came out like 2 or 3 years later, and it's like, what the fuck? But yeah, I didn't hate it as much as everybody else. I mean, it clearly had its problems, but there was something almost there.
Yeah.
And I can't tell you what they fucking failed at, but anyway, I was playing through the game, and I wanted to beat it. I'm like, I'll play this game. And I got to a point with this bomb that you have to carry, and you got to walk very slowly. It's very tedious because you got to like tiptoe, and
like I'm getting ready to do now.
Yeah, but like it's a little more unforgiving than this.
Yeah.
So obviously, if you come across an enemy, you're fucked because you can't run from that enemy, and you can't drop it, you can't sit it down, and you obviously can't fall from a ledge of any kind because any kind of like motion or whatever or whatever, you'll blow it up. Anyway, there's a point in the game, it was broken, I had the bomb, and I literally got stuck. I got stuck in a hallway because the staircase had blown up from something right before that, and I had gotten myself in a situation where I couldn't get off this second level because I couldn't go down the stairs, and I couldn't hop off the ledge because the bomb would blow up, and the game was broken. It was a fucking glitch it was a bug that somebody should have caught.
I remember hearing that the game was really just fucked up.
No, it was a game where I was fucked, and I made the mistake of saving right before that, and I couldn't undo my mistake and go to a previous save.
Mm-hmm.
So the game was fucking broken, and I never played it again.
That's what they deserve.
Fuck that game.
You guys can't patch it like they can now.
Yeah, that's funny.
Get what you get.
Yeah, but the whole
who would have thought just a couple years later they'd be releasing games broken?
That's what I'm saying. The patching thing is a great thing, but like any other technology, it's abused. And the patching thing, it should be a cool thing. It should be only used when it's super necessary, and it should be used seldomly. But because we have it, it's abused, and they release broken shit to meet deadlines. And they're like, hey, we're gonna patch this along the way over the next 2 years. I don't understand that at all. It's so dumb.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why anybody would, because, you know, it's all about that first impression, I guess. Maybe everybody's so used to that being part of the deal now, where it's like, hey, we can get a game, it's going to be fucked up, and, you know, and not turn their backs on the company or the game. They'll always forgive them if they make a patch that fix it.
They're okay with freaking on-disc DLC that you got to pay extra to unlock.
Yeah, it's
they're pretty loyal by this point.
It's fucking stupid. Like, I don't understand. Like that whole shit with Final Fantasy 14 online. They totally remade the game because it was so bad.
Oh yeah.
Like, it was so bad. It was like considered the worst piece of shit. And then they ended up basically redoing. They remade the whole fucking game. They remade it, and now everybody loved it. It's like, man, why do you guys forgive these fucking companies so much? Like, I turned my back on Square Enix a long time ago. Fuck you guys, those stupid motherfucking
Squeenix.
But I take that back because I still have to like Square Enix because Dragon Quest X's coming out, and they haven't fucked that up yet. But the Final Fantasy series, man, they said fuck off to that a long time ago.
And I like Deus Ex, which they're not the developers of, but they're one of the publishers of.
And oh man, obviously the biggest culprits were Capcom, right? That was in the midst of Capcom being just a really hated company, which I kind of feel like Capcom's in the last year, they've been really working on their PR game. They released Resident Evil 7, which
we're getting a new
new Mega Man.
Mega Man, yeah.
The Mega Man collections, they're releasing that 30th anniversary Street Fighter collection, which is really cool. They're starting to show love to all these like old games and franchises and stuff that people wanted them to. So at least they're listening. But man, I was victim of their first real crime with their bullshit. I bought Street Fighter Cross Tekken or whatever. Mm-hmm. You know, and I was actually excited about that. I'm like, oh, it's cool, man. Like, Tekken in the Street Fighter world 2D with Street Fighter, and it had the on-disc DLC.
Yeah.
It's like there was a roster of, I don't know, man, 40 characters. You get 15 of them, and they're all there. They're all in the menu. Mm-hmm. But you can't pick them. You have to pay.
Ridiculous.
I'm like, what the fuck is this?
They fucked up.
It was just, it made me feel, and same thing with stages. I'm like, it's all here. It made me feel like I paid full price for a demo. Mm-hmm. Is what it did. It felt like a fucking jam pack, a demo. Like I paid full price for something that I have limited access to. Mm-hmm. And by all means, if they were doing that, I don't know if they were doing that shit, and they're still doing that shit because it's a greed thing, and maybe the sheep will pay it. Maybe that's part of it. Like, we'll do it and they'll buy it. And only the hardcores will buy it. We'll take advantage of that fan base, which is stupid. Or is it a case of, look, our games are getting too expensive to produce, then fucking raise the cost of your games if you really have to. Like, if $59.99 is getting too cheap to give the games away at, like, with the production costs that they are for some of these games. Mm-hmm. Like, some of these games are like blockbuster movie budgets. It's crazy, and they're being developed for 3, 4, 5 years. These AAA titles, man, aren't like games like GTA 5 and stuff like that. Aren't they like $100 million budgets? They're fucking ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. The budget for Metal Gear Solid 5 is notorious. Like, it was so high
because it got dragged out.
Yeah.
So, look, I mean, if that's what it is. It's just you're trying to recoup losses, then, dude, I'd rather someone be upfront and be like, look, we got to start charging $70 for a game.
Right.
Or something. Or if it's a big game, or if it's a game like Metal Gear Solid 5, let that be an exception. Be like, hey, look, there's this game. We got to charge $70 for this game. Mm-hmm. At least tell us up front. Be like, hey, it's going to, don't fucking, well, I guess they kind of do that with season passes.
But then if you do that, don't add DLC that costs more money.
That's what I'm saying. Like, one or the other. One or the other. Don't do it. But there's the season pass bullshit. They kind of do that, right? Mm-hmm. Hey, buy the Game of the Year season pass edition where you'll get all the shit when it comes out. You pay $100. I'm like, what if it sucks, man? I don't want to.
I've never paid $100 for a game.
Why would you, man? It's like, because those games, give it a year and they're gonna release the master edition that's gonna have all this shit.
Mm-hmm. I've only bought a season pass once, and it was for Resident Evil 7.
Are those guys' glasses small enough, and are they glued to his face enough? They look like they're painted on.
He's doing all right, getting good grades. The future's so bright. He's got to wear shades.
Is that Blade? I don't know. I'm asking. I don't know.
Look at Angry Chris. This is the site, this is where it started. This is where he went back home. He's like, I'm going to start doing steroids.
Juice it.
Yeah.
First of all, dude, Chris would be fucking deaf. He didn't even react when he shot that bullet right next to his ear. He didn't go, or move or anything.
He's used to it by now. He's been shooting all these motherfuckers.
How many shots with the rocket launcher is it going to take to kill him?
1.
Really?
Yeah.
I do miss the dialogue between them in the original game where Chris starts laughing. Ha 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 ha. Like, Chris, stop that. Like, he's like, sounds so insecure for a moment. Wesker, you've gone mad. That one's pretty cringy too.
I would give my left nut to like be able to see a documentary of like the behind the scenes of the recording process of that original game. The voiceovers.
That'd be a cool little documentary. Yeah.
I'd probably give my right nut too. I don't use it that much.
I don't understand. Resident Evil is so, I mean, it's bad, but it's so consistently bad with all the actors. You'd almost think it was somewhat intentional. I've always thought that, like, obviously, even games with good actors and even professional like film actors doing voice roles, when they're not recording the dialogue with each other in a sound booth like you do for like a movie, an animated movie, it's gonna come off a little clunky, right? Because they have to read the dialogue somewhat generically. But I've always had a feeling that with Resident Evil, they were all varying levels of actors, right? There's no way they were all on that same par of cheesy because it was very consistently bad. I'm pretty sure they're like, look, it's going to be a sore thumb if one of you guys is actually okay and this person and the recording is going to come on. It's going to sound fucking hokey as shit. You guys all need to kind of dumb it down and kind of do it like this, you know?
Yeah.
No, I seriously do.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. Because they had a director like anything else. Like, Chris, don't open that door. Nah, it's too good. Take a listen to these tapes of the person that played Rebecca and Barry. Try and do it like that. Don't open that door. Put some emphasis on your vowels, Wesker guy.
And now we're ready for the end of the game, baby. It's been a long journey.
Are you going to save Jill?
Hell yeah. I'll go get that pussy tonight. I go get them both, baby. And the only difference is if you don't get Rebecca, it doesn't cut to her yawning. And then if you don't get Jill, she's just not set next. Every ending's the exact same way.
It's dumb.
I found a file in the lab. Apparently, there's still a lot of tyrant
I like that. All right, you go on and get it. Like, what? This place is gonna fucking go up. Yeah, you just go on. I'll trust you.
This is a staple, though. They always have this part at the end of every Resident Evil, where the place is gonna blow up. Hurry up! But there's really no time limit until a certain point. Then there is one.
All right, I'll trust it in you. Go for it.
Let's go save fucking Jill now, baby.
Oh man.
What if I died right here and we had to start all the way back from that rock?
I'd be done. I'd be like, well, that's it, guys. Look up we would tack on the YouTube ending. We'd take the video off YouTube and put it on the end of our commentary.
Oh man.
We'd steal somebody else's playthrough and
The
just
pressure's on now.
We could just do that. We could just take somebody else's and like finish it. Like edit it in. Like, yeah, and then I'm doing this. Doing this.
Just put our voices over theirs.
You might ask why I no longer have a rocket launcher. Not important.
Yeah, 3 locks isn't that a little excessive?
Yeah. I don't understand, though. It's just more annoying than anything, because it's like 3 locks that are... I don't know. It's dumb. What's the next one we're gonna do, man? I think we should do Metal Gear Solid. I do want to do that. Oh, we don't have a way of playing that.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I can stream Symphony of the Night now.
What I do want to do, and I mentioned it to you.
Oh, hey.
In 2 weeks, the Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection comes out. I would love to do that. I'm gonna buy it. My thing is, though, first of all, does PlayStation 4 have something equivalent to Mixer for PlayStation?
Mm-hmm.
They do?
You can get Twitch on there. And, yeah.
And so we could literally do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
But then I would have to... How do you video capture when it's like that? I don't know how it works.
I bought like $12 little thing to capture video.
But the thing is, I was going to buy it on Switch. So I'd like to do it. My brother's going to buy it on PlayStation 4, though. So, I don't know. I would love to be able to jump on that when it first comes out, because that'd be a fun playthrough to go, just kind of, brief and go over all the menu and the different games and all the cool stuff they got. It'd be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Are you a fan of Street Fighter?
I've actually never been huge on any fighting game.
Let's get going.
So I'll probably suck at all of them because I just didn't grow up playing them.
I'm not. It's funny, outside of Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat, I mean, I was never huge into them either. I mean, it's like Mario 64 all over again with 3D platformers. Street Fighter 2 ruins you for every other fucking copycat game, because they just do it perfectly. It's so time to this day. Street Fighter 2 is still played at like tournaments and shit. It's still one of those games, and it's still fun to play. It's still very smooth. It's still great, and so I never really got into, Fatal Fury and King of the Fighters. I mean, only a little bit. I just never, even Tekken is like, it's a technical fighter, which I guess on one hand is cool, whereas Mortal Kombat's like a fucking button masher sometimes in the old games.
Mm-hmm.
But Tekken's not always fun. Like, it's just too technical. It's like, I got it.
Should I kill him with the rocket launcher again, or should I just use all my like magnum bullets or something?
No, just do the rocket launcher. Let's get this shit over with.
He's done. He's like, I don't want to prolong this anymore. So now we're just gonna walk out. I'm gonna shoot him. We're gonna see a cutscene of him dying right away.
Good.
You're not even gonna see the part where the helicopter guy throws that's a good part. It's like, oh yeah, I'm scared. Am I gonna make it?
Oh, you meant all that. Okay, I wasn't even thinking about it. Well, it's too late now, right? You didn't get your shit.
Brad,
the Rattlesnake.
You think he was in this game?
Hey man,
that's the Rattlesnake, baby.
Totally separate news here, but like, did you see all the news about Fox canceling like every one of their premiere shows? Do you watch
I saw that. I never heard of any of them.
Oh my dude, Fox to me has been...
They're notorious for fucking just canceling shit for no reason.
But they've been dominating as far as... I don't like TV that much, and I don't like network TV, but Fox has owned it for the past handful of years. Like, they have the only shows that I watch on Hulu every week, and they canceled them all. Brooklyn Nine-Nine, they canceled it, 5th season. And I mean, they're canceling it. They're not going to get final. They're just going to get left on the hook. Like, no ending, no nothing. After 5 seasons, the funniest show on TV was Last Man on Earth with Will Forte. Fucking hilarious. 3 seasons, it's gone. I mean, like, I watch that shit every week, and I think it's funny. And they also get rid of like The Exorcist got canceled, which I've never seen. I've never seen these other shows. They canceled The Exorcist. They did a whole sweep of shows they just got rid of, And I'm like, do you guys have any? So you're telling me
They're going to give Seth MacFarlane an 8th show. It's going to be the Quagmire show.
I don't understand. That's what I'm saying. Like, what's left? I mean, like, so is it going to be nothing but pilots in the next season? Like, he wants that. But the irony, it's so funny that they canceled all these shows for no reason, only to bring back a canceled show because they picked up Last Man Standing, the new Tim Allen show. They picked it up, and it's coming to Fox.
I thought they canceled that in the first place.
No, ABC did.
Yeah, but the thing is it was an ABC show, but Fox owned it. So did Fox create it and then cancel it, and then ABC picked it up, then canceled it, and then Fox picked it up again?
I don't know the legalities behind all that, but
If the show ain't watched, just let it die.
it was watched.
Why the fuck they canceled it then?
That was the whole fucking controversy. ABC gave a whole big excuse, saying, "Oh, it's just too much to blah 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 blah." But the show, even in its last season, was the number 2 show, not number 1 at the last, but it was still a very big show, one of the biggest shows on TV. And they canceled it. And of course, and this was a miss.
People watch Tim Allen now. Why?
This is a miss. This is a miss. The campaign stuff, and I think the controversy and what most people believed was the head of ABC or whatever was nothing but a Hillary shill. I mean, he was like he's one of the backers of the Democratic Party. It was all political, and it wasn't the climate to have a show starring a Republican because Tim Allen's a conservative in Hollywood, and
He's a weird dude.
But I'm saying the show's about a conservative. It's about a conservative family. He makes nothing, but he would make Obama jokes and whatever. And so it was
Like, oh, he wasn't born in America.
all those jokes. Yeah, whatever. But it catered to that whole like middle of America crowd. And their demo, everybody pretty much said like, this is why they canceled it. And they're just fucking not ponying up to it. And it was bullshit. Anyway, fast forward, they put Roseanne on, which is a show where it's not exactly left wing, and that's a massive hit. And now it's like, hey, let's pick up Last Man Standing. There is a mark. It's all about money at the end of the day, right? When they found out Roseanne is making bank, and it's like, whoa, I mean, there's people that fucking want to watch that shit. Like, yeah, there's a whole part of the country you could be making ad money from, you know?
You ever hear Tim Allen talk about his comedy years? He talks about him like he was this huge comedian. He talks about him like he was like Bill Hicks or something. He's like, he'll say something like, you know, I'm an anarchist. Comedy is anarchism. It's dangerous. That's what's so great about comedy. It's like, dude, you were not a dangerous comic. What the fuck are you talking about?
He was basically Tim the Toolman Taylor in his stand-up act. And it was very clean.
Yeah.
He didn't swear. I mean, he did the whole...
I think he's romanticizing his early career.
He did the whole it was man jokes. It was that it. Like, oh, you know...
yeah, Kill cars, yeah. 52 carburetor. Yeah.
Which is funny, though, because it's possible. I mean, he just got lucky because back in the 80s and the 90s, they were giving every comedian an option for a sitcom. They were all getting optioned to sitcom. And I was listening to Joe Rogan, and he was talking about how he had a sitcom deal, and I guess it never happened, but it was in the works. And the guest he had on was asking about it, and he's like, "Oh yeah," and he was just like, "Yeah." The thing is when Roseanne, I guess, changed the game because Roseanne was a nobody. Roseanne, she went on Carson, right? Roseanne was doing like stand up around the area, and she was still living in a trailer park with her fucking husband, making no money. And she got booked to be on Carson. And then Carson asked her to sit down on the couch. The next week, they offered her a sitcom, and that was a smash hit. And so she's like, yeah, Rose. And then right after Roseanne came Seinfeld, like the next year. And then it's just a floodgates. It's like everybody was getting a sitcom deal. That was the big thing. Because I guess when you think about it, it's true. You have before all that era, these people like, Archie Bunker, fucking Bob Newhart. These weren't like traditional comedians or anything. These were actors.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all these sitcoms and shit. Mary Tyler Moore wasn't a comedian, you know. But yeah, then it became a comedian's game. And yeah, so Tim Allen, he rode that wave too, and he just happened to have a really big hit show. Too bad Pauly Shore couldn't have been around 10 years earlier, and his show would still be on, I guess. I don't know. It doesn't usually work when you get a sitcom on the way down.
Mm-hmm.
Don't unless you're Charlie Sheen, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's the game.
That's the game, man. We did it. Is this our first Let's Play finish thing?
Kind of did it with Resident Evil 1 and 2, right?
Yeah, but that was pre-recorded. This one was live, baby. I mean, not broadcast live, but recorded live in front of a live TV audience, too.
We should get Bob Saget to narrate it in this shitty, stupid Family Home Videos voice.
You're probably wondering why there was no laughing like there is in all the sitcoms. They just didn't think our jokes were funny. They were silent the whole time.
Well, that's all we got. I'd like to do... What are we going to do? I think maybe we should take a break from doing the multi-part episodes on the next one and just do like a regular episode and then think about what we're going to do for another long one. I would like to do the original Metal Gear Solid. I know we don't have a way of playing it. What can we do? What are some options? We'll have to ponder on it. Please, somebody give us some recommendations too, and we'll definitely consider it. I would like to go into something. It'd be fun to play something based off pure recommendation if we have access to it. You know, go into it blind and give like a real reaction fucking video to a horrible game or something. I wish we had ways of playing, I don't know, the original Metal Gear Solid. That'd be fun. I can do that with my brother Dakota whenever he comes out of fucking hiding, whatever he's doing, because, you know, he uses emulation and shit, so we can pretty much do anything. But anyway, let us know what you want to hear, see, etc. Obviously, you guys are watching this on YouTube. Please like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that stupid fucking bell again after you subscribe, and then hit yet again that you want to be alerted every time we put out a video. Like I said, YouTube's making it really hard to get content across to the people. And also, if you guys are new to the channel, look around the channel and you'll notice that we do a lot of film commentaries and podcasts. That's kind of primarily what we do. Check those out, and if those tickle your fancy, please know that those are also on podcast services, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, places like that. So go over there, leave some nice feedback, 5-star ratings on the YouTube, things like that, stuff that'll help us sort of gain exposure and rise above the clutter of this world we call the internet. Hey, we never did play. You know what we could do? Do you have the Mega Man collection on PS4?
I do.
We could go through those. That'd be fun.
We could, baby. And the Mega Man X collection's coming out.
I know, man, and we're gonna take full advantage of that. Absolutely, I'm excited for that. All right, that's it. That's it. Blah blah blah. Yeah, I already did the closing. So you guys have been great. We don't know you're fucking here. Maybe you're not even listening, so maybe you guys don't even exist. But we'll catch you guys next time. Bye bye puppets. All that good stuff. Zach, it's been a pleasure. It's been an honor. Bye bye puppets.
Oh, look at that bulge right there. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we can officially start whenever you want.
This is like the album cover to Sticky Fingers.